What's up, everybody? Today we are going to go through a quick tour of RTR. I've been working with them. This is the end of my 6th year. I've been so close to the championship. The positioning that I've been in and the ability of being able to drive the car has helped me a ton in my career. I've learned a ton from Vaughn and everybody that works here, so I kind of just wanted to share what this operation here is all about. So this is kind of the showroom here. We got all of our merch, well, some of it, set up so you guys can see that. At some point, this will be open to the public to be able to come in and buy some stuff and also get public tours. It's not yet, but it will be at some point. I'll let you guys know when it's possible. But kind of going through this room immediately, we go to this ridiculous trophy madness here. I've got a bunch of them on there. Vaughn's got a ton of them on there. There's some Lauren ones as well. Lauren Healy, our off-road driver. But this just kind of shows, like, it's super impactful for me. Like, if I didn't drive for them when I came in here and driving for them coming in here, I kind of look at this like, these guys know what the f is going on. They can handle shit and get it done. Like, it's wild. How many Formula Drift trophies there are? That's like almost one from almost every event. It's crazy. There's so many. So it's kind of cool. FD used to have really cool trophies. Now we just have like flower vases. But very cool stuff. Some champion stuff from Vaughn for D1. This was really cool back in '05. He won a championship at Irwindale against the D1 drivers, and that was, you know, what's that, 17 years ago. So there's some pretty OG stuff going on here. This hallway is kind of cool too. Again, going with the trophies, is that this is a lot of the different team stuff we've done. So we got photos of the whole team at Atlanta here with the 2 cars. Some demo car drifting related things. The off-road stuff, this is cool. Healy drifting the Grid Life track in his Ultra 4 truck, which is really cool. Just a stock RTR Spec 2 here. Just the whole feel is pretty sick. Like, that's at the Nürburgring, Vaughn drifting there, big wall print. You guys probably have seen this video, it's more recent, big explosion. Like, this was real. This is not one of those fake photos. It blew the door open on my car every time it blew up. It was nuts. And a Healy over top of us there. This is neat too, the Unicorn and the Mach E together. And RTR actually built this car originally. So the chassis and all that stuff, it is actually an RTR build, which is pretty neat. This is gnarly. I'll give you a little behind the scenes here. This Fun Runner right here, when it landed, it blew all the airbags out because it was so much air. That's Lauren just sending it to the flats from, I don't even know how high that is. He's a maniac. Just some more shots. That's a continuation of the shot that we did this shoot from the Mach E. And then one of the first F-150 builds here, kind of getting into that family of trucks from Ford with RTR. That's like one of my favorite trucks. This thing's sick. Another Mach E shot. You'll get to see that later. I'll walk you through that a little bit. We did a Tron shoot, which you guys may have seen. There's some more of that coming soon. That was just a really cool overall shot. And then Vaughn's GT with the RTR wheels and lowered down and kind of set up. And then I'll show you guys that car in person here in a minute. But yeah, just offices where all the business work gets done, and a lot of the different aspects of RTR, from an OEM car manufacturer to the motorsports program to truck and Bronco building and all of that. There's a 2-door Bronco over there, again, kind of getting the same equipment. This is all like prototyping based. You know, these are production cars that we're designing and getting set up for parts to be made to be able to go to you guys. Then we have my Fox body. We'll touch on that in a little bit. You guys know a bunch about that already. This is Vaughn's Spec 5, which is a supercharged auto car, which is actually pretty sick. It's got the 10-speed in it, and it will just blow the tires off as you're banging gears, like all the way to 7th gear. Like, it's hilarious. Then Adam's demo car, which you guys have seen a bunch about that. What else we got? Another Bronco over here. It's got some big flares on this one, even bigger tires. This is like the next step of all that, which is pretty neat. Got the guys over here wrapping spare bumpers for our shoot tomorrow. That doesn't have any walls. So if we're ripping bumpers off, we're either hitting each other or probably off into a ditch and not worried about the bumpers anyway.
So should we not bring bumpers?
That's what we were kind of saying. Maybe it's not even worth bringing them. With the Mach E over here, this is getting torn down right now and some things refreshed on it. I think the battery is out of it right now even. Is the battery still in that or is it out of it right now?
The battery's in it right now.
It is? Is it back in it?
Back in it.
Yeah, there were some things that need to be serviced and a bunch of it has to come apart to be able to do that.
The test ones up there on top of the
Yeah, like a big battery with the two outlets over there, inlet and outlet for water cooling and all that fancy stuff. Or that might be the power outlets, I don't even know. I don't know much about that thing. That car, way above my pay grade. Fox body, Vaughn's car. This is T-Pain's S550. We're updating it a little bit, getting it some more steering angle, as well as kind of fixing a couple things, because we built it originally as like a street car that he was going to drift from time to time, but now it's a drift car that he's going to drive on the street from time to time. So big change, lots more angle, and quite a bit more suspension changes just to make it more track oriented, because he's getting to be a ripper now, so he needs a car that matches that. This car is super cool. I don't know the exact history of this car, but I'm pretty sure it's a championship winning car. I think this might have been the D1 car that he drove. So it's like older school RTR build, but still super, super nice. Big radiator. I don't know if the motor's in here still. Oh yeah, it is. So I believe this is a Ford Racing 410 cubic inch mod motor. Got the dry sump tank up here, still front mount radiator. That's rare now in a FD car especially. These things turn some serious RPMs. They're ITB, pretty gnarly. And then this still is a solid axle car too. It's obviously packed full of all of its spares and stuff, but these cars were insanely light. These were down to like, I believe they were 2,600 pounds back then. Solid axle, S197, about 650 horsepower. Just a kind of a time warp to go back, 15 years. I bet you it'd still fire up if they put a new fuel system in it. This is a pull-down table. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but basically you can strap all the suspension components, and underneath me is like a 100 horsepower motor that pulls down on the car, so you can see the suspension move when you're turning. You can turn it and like basically, oh hey, at this track we have this much load and this is doing that. We can simulate it on here so you can see what's actually happening when that happens. We don't use it very much, but controllers over here. It's pretty neat. You can hit all wheels, left front, right rear, all this stuff's right there, and you basically just run it and log it off of there. And we have sensors on the car that you can actually see how it pulls down. There's a ton of really sick artwork here too. Cue the B-roll of the artwork. All right, so moving forward, a lot of testing, engineering, electrical stuff gets done in here. Ray builds all the harnesses. If you're doing like clean work and need to build anything, it's going in there. They're having a meeting right now about something. I don't know what. But yeah, pan this way. Here, there's something over here we can't show you. This is kind of like the sort of dirty fab area out here. This is where the chassis are all built and all the fixtures for making things like little bumper brackets or whatever. It might be something on this table we can look at. So, somebody was doing some test welds here. But yeah, we'll bolt stuff down to this table. It has little notes to be able to build out control arm stuff or knuckle adapters or anything we need to do there. And then over here is lathe and machine work stuff. I'm gonna go right to about here. It'll block what I need to block. So anytime we need to use a lathe or machine or drill anything efficiently, we definitely gotta use that area over here. All of our Miller welders are set up over here. Rolling carts, fully mobile, so anywhere they need to go, we just push them and go where they need to. And yeah, we're trying to shoot around all this. There you go. The gear wrench box will block most of it. Over to my right where you can't look, there is a vehicle you can't see. And then also there's a chassis jig that I think I can show you if you walk that way and aim this way. Yeah, you got it. We're going. Look at that. We're figuring it out. So this is another one of those large tables that you can bolt things to. So this is a chassis fixture. So if you're going to build anything big like subframes, or you can bolt an actual chassis down to this for when you're doing the roll cage, and it will keep it all square. That way, basically, you're not welding anything on something that's skew. So it makes it super easy to just be able to put anything together here. Upstairs, all storage stuff. Not too many cool things up there, but a lot of like our like Pennzoil and spark plugs and NGK stuff. All of our parts that we're using on a day-to-day, but we have a bulk amount of, will go up there as like overflow storage. All right, we don't have to hide anything else now. We're good. We're past it. And then I'll show you guys what's going on in here. It's kind of neat. I'm just kidding. I can't show you. No, we weren't going. I was like, oh, I'm going to tease them into this, and they're going to get excited. Can't go in that room, sorry. A lot of, again, shelves with the spare stuff, seats, subframes, all that. Since we have to run like OEM subframes in FD, there's some modifications to fit the quick change diff and other things that we're allowed to do in FD. So we keep spare ones, that way we can have them ready to go when they need to be built. You never know when, you know, Ford or a dealership might be out of them when we can't get them. So we keep a couple spares ready to go. So spare quick change housing. There's one of my old wheels from, I wrote it for someone, and they never got it, I guess. But this is a new RTR being built out for a customer. RTR now offers a experience basically that they'll build the car for you instead of the dealership putting all the parts on. So now you can basically contract RTR to do your whole build out for the RTR Spec 1, Spec 2, Spec 5. So they're doing a wide body kit to this, maybe even the supercharger that's a bolt-on unit for that. And it basically allows you to have a full start to finish like RTR vehicle built by RTR. And they give you a tour, you pick it up here and all that cool stuff. So it's pretty neat. Well, spare wheels and tires, typical drift shop stuff. Everybody driving on the sim. Oh yeah. What are you guys doing in here? What do you guys talk about? Anything cool?
Drugs.
Drugs?
Yeah, lots of drugs.
Talking shit about me? Yeah.
Antipsychotic medication.
All right, okay. Walked into the wrong room, I guess. It's a party room. No, that's where a couple of the guys from Fun Haver work, and they do all the design work for like our t-shirts and gear. Lunchroom, nobody's in there right now. We got the bathroom here is really funny. It's like a middle school bathroom. It's got like lockers and like the round sink and everything in it, which is kind of neat. Back to the shop area, again, some pretty cool prints. This is a neat print here. It's from 2020 when Vaughn won the championship. I ended up second place. Pretty cool print there. And then this room is mostly R&D, so we'll scoot through here real quick so we don't see anything we're not supposed to. 3D printers going 24/7. Printing parts we smash, printing new prototype parts. We'll run upstairs real quick. It's a mess up here right now, so be ready because we're getting ready for a shoot. So this is where all the media stuff goes down. Pretty much any bit of content you've seen outside, or actually really pretty much everything. Big whiteboard on the wall. We got obviously gear everywhere. We're getting ready to do a shoot tomorrow, so they're all packing up all their stuff, doing inventory, getting ready for that. Pretty sick editing suite. So they got like a main editing suite here, a couple other smaller ones with big wraparound monitors, which are pretty rad. Again, it's a mess because we're going on a shoot right now. And then we got a couple offices back here. Crenshaw's office there. And then Vaughn's office is back over here. You can have a peek in here and check it out. He's got some goodies out there. We won't get too close just in case there's something you're not supposed to see, but you know, just a bunch of little different stuff. This office is pretty sick. This is where we do like all of our big meetings and corporate stuff. If we're gonna do anything, it's gonna be in here because it's kind of a chill vibe, big monitor setup, and also like podcast setup and good lighting in the corner for stuff. It's kind of neat. And then up here is a lot of storage. Like we were saying earlier, it's kind of cool because you get an overhead look of the shop. Try not to get that car again in the frame. And it's, again, it's just like I said, it's overstock stuff that we use all the time, but we have to have a bunch of just in case things are out of stock. Bunch of K&N gear, because everything we have is oil change and K&N filter related. Shell Rotella, bunch of Pennzoil, brake pads, cleaner stuff, pretty much everything you need. If something comes in, we get a bunch of shipment and whatnot wise, then basically it comes up here and then we divvy out from there, shop supplies and stuff. This is another Ford Performance motor. It's basically the same setup that's in that motor downstairs, which is kind of cool. You see the throttle setup and everything on here. Just, you know, full motorsport style engines, which are sick. Super reliable, rev a lot, make tons of power, and that's kind of what it's about. We're everywhere. We're going through it all. And then, I'll show you guys just a couple of the things outside, and that'll pretty much conclude everything we got going on. So obviously drifting, we go through a ton of tires. So we have a bunch set up for the demo cars, for the S550 FD cars, for Fox body, for some of the trucks, like all that stuff. There's an old FD chassis back here, another RTR build. It was like ASD back then, I think, but basically another chassis, older style. Then we got our two rigs. This one's for the Mach E, trailers that all around. And then this one is our demo rig, which is basically a rig that's set up just to do demos and activation. So our demo cars fit in there. We have tons of room for tires, tons of room for parts, so that way we can just run all the time and not have any failures. Sometimes this rig goes all the way to California. We drive for a week straight and then we come back, so it's got to be set up and ready for that. And then out here, basically, this is all of fulfillment and storage for RTR vehicles related things. So if you go online, you order a lip, a grill, you know, rear spoiler, any of the pieces, the wheels, any of that stuff, that's shipping from here directly. So it's in stock here, and then maybe some of the distributors will stock it, but it's always coming here first and getting all the product development finished in this building and then switched right over to there and shipped. And then this area here is the skid pad, which is so sick. It's amazing to have this. There's so many times where you just need to test something so simple or even something difficult, and it's a durability thing. Having a spot like this where you can really rail on a car and get pretty gnarly, I would say the term would be, and fill this whole zone, top of third gear, cutting through here. You know, we drift around the building, everything you've seen maybe in some of the videos. So yeah, they recently paved this and added to it, which is awesome. Also, sometimes we have corporate people who want to come in and they want to ride along when they're here. We can give them a ride along. Also, even maybe teach them how to drift. So a lot of cool things have been going down here, and this is like something that really like ties this all together and makes it such a rad place. Sweet, so that's pretty much the tour of RTR and where all the magic happens. Race car building, RTR OEM plus vehicles, and pretty much everything you've seen come out in terms of myself driving a Mustang and RTR vehicles. And obviously sick Broncos. Look at that parking spot. I came in here the other day and I was like, that is the most ridiculous parking spot. Vaughn definitely did that just because it's Vaughn. But yeah, RTR has been super instrumental in the growth of my life and program and career. They've been super helpful. So obviously I'm super stoked to be able to share this stuff with you and kind of give you guys the experience of what I've been absorbing over the past 6 years. The team's helped me a ton. I've been able to help them some with my privateer background in terms of savings and also like chassis stuff that I've learned over the years working with tons of different chassis. So, all right, I'll see you guys. Like, subscribe, do all this stuff, or dislike if you don't like it. That's fine too. Let me know what you want to see.